Hello and welcome. My name is Will Patterson, and I am a former resource specialist with San Francisco Unified School District. This is part one of a video series about special education in SFUSD, and particularly the history of staffing, which directly affects student service delivery and outcomes. We will begin by looking at service delivery in SpEd prior to 1992. Let's begin with a few key terms. First, what is special education? Special education is a customized education for students with disabilities. The individual education plan is the cornerstone of a student's special education program. It has several key components. Present levels. Once a student is deemed eligible to receive services, teachers and professionals provide assessment results of the student's skills and academic strengths and weaknesses. Individualized goals. These spell out academic and developmental targets to address unique strengths and areas for growth. Goals set clear benchmarks for progress. Services. These are specialized supports such as speech therapy, reading intervention, or physical therapy provided by qualified professionals. Accommodations and modifications. Adjustments to the environment or teaching, like extended time or modified assignments to make learning more accessible. Lastly, we'll talk about placement or setting. The last part of the IEP is the placement or setting. Until 1993, like most school districts nationally, SFUSD had three main settings: Resource Specialist Program, which was delivered in the resource room, a mild to moderate special day class, and a moderate to severe special day class. I should note that there are several other settings or placements or services or programs, things like speech and language, services for students with visual impairments, etc. I hope to address these in later videos, but the main three are the Resource Specialist Program, which was in the resource room, a mild to moderate special day class, and the moderate to severe special day class. In short, it is not the setting, but rather the skilled staff that make a program successful. Let's turn now to examining the three settings that existed prior to 1992 in a little more detail. The Resource Specialist Program was a pull-out model primarily providing support in reading, writing, math, and transition planning for college and career readiness. Prior to 1982, resource specialists had caseloads exceeding 28 students. The California Association of Resource Specialists led the charge to enshrine caseload caps in the state's education code. Today, where pure resource specialist programs remain, it is best practices to start the year with a resource specialist having a caseload of 22 to 24 students, as new students will likely be added to the caseload throughout the year. The mild to moderate special day class was a structured classroom setting focused primarily on academic skills tailored to students with mild to moderate support needs. Caseloads were set by union contracts, where paraeducator support was also specified. At times, a student placed in an SDC class would attend a general education classroom, a practice known as mainstreaming, which is different than inclusion. We'll discuss this more in a later video. The classes sometimes counted toward California State University eligibility, and other times did not, but they were always geared toward preparing for and meeting high school graduation requirements. The moderate to severe special day class was a highly individualized environment where emphasis was placed on daily living, social, and basic academic skills. Caseloads in the moderate, severe special day class were lower, and there was an additional paraeducator. This was because the emphasis placed on daily living, social skills, and basic academic skills meant that students had far more diverse learning needs and required individualized instruction more frequently. The teacher in a moderate to severe classroom was required to possess a moderate to severe certification, which extended their credential to teach in this setting. Students from these classes were almost never allowed to mainstream, even for a simple read aloud or other activities where they could have easily participated. In summary, the system prior to 1993 was a segregated system. Segregation can be seen as the opposite of inclusive. It was progress from the times when students with disabilities attended separate campuses, but the system or the campus where they existed was still largely segregated. Next, every step toward inclusion and individualized support strengthens our ability to empower students with diverse learning needs to reach their full potential, and all students to thrive in a diverse society. Just as racially segregated societies damage all people in those societies, schools that are segregated based on disability or ability also damage all people. Inclusion, on the other hand, benefits all students, not just the student with a disability. In our next video, we will look at how staffing models were, at first, carefully adjusted to implement the first inclusive services in the district.